Return of the Mac. Episode 120. We're back in the house.
Yeah.
M.A.C. Moss, Andrew, Carl.
For sure.
What's good, fellas?
We back.
Another week, though.
120.
It feels like a longer week because last week was just long as shit in general. So it feels like we haven't podded in a while. But I want to hear about this Andrew Schultz experience.
That boy Schultzy.
Get out of town and enjoy yourself this weekend. Let's hear it.
Let's see the boy Andrew Schultz, big comedian out here right now.
It's your second time seeing him?
Second time.
Okay.
Last time I seen him about 2 years ago. He was in the DC Improv. Now he in the Warner Theater out here. Filled up, sold out both shows. Boy doing it, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. No, you know who surprised me? Mark.
Oh, he opens.
Mark is fucking hilarious.
I'm not shocked because I think he's
Mark is
fucking
long curly hair. I'm like,
I didn't know he was a comedian.
Yeah, he's a comedian, but I never seen his sets like that. But bro, he had me rolling.
I'm not surprised. I think he's hilarious just on the pod. I've never heard his stand up either.
I didn't know he was a comedian. I swear I didn't. Bro, is he like the replacement for the other dude they had before, Kaz and Kaz?
Not really. He was more like, I kind of looked at him like he was almost an apprentice to Schultz.
Yeah.
I feel like they met out
on combos pretty much.
Do you know that I felt like they met out like on the road and Andrew asked if we need people that could do something or something.
Some shit like that. It was during that time when you got Alex and everybody else on. We was asking people to get on the team.
So what a random link to be like a fan of a comedian that's like, I need somebody to do this work in this area. He gets on, and now a couple of years later, Andrew turns into one of the biggest comedians active right now of his era, I guess, if you will.
You get to open for him anytime you want.
That's pretty fucking awesome, man.
But he bodied it though. They had this other dude's black dude. I can't remember his name. He opened before Mark. He did like a little 15-minute set. Mark did a good 15-minute set. Brought out shows. You know, he came out flexing. He came out flexing with his red robe on and all this shit. That shit was live. Everybody got dumb hype. He was just, getting the shit off. Taking it there. Extra flavor. Every joke. Every joke was flavor. He was taking it there.
Did he do the crowd work at all?
Yeah, a lot of that. Started off with the crowd work and all that shit. He was getting shit off against these Asians and these black dudes that was sitting in the front. He was getting a lot of shit off.
He's too good at the crowd work.
If you make sure that happens. Like, let's get a couple of them.
Like everybody was getting. He was taking shots at everybody. Which is how he rolls anyway. Everybody gets these jokes. So he was getting this shit off. That shit was hilarious though. Had a great time.
What about I've seen like a lot of clips and stuff from the tour, and they're doing like pyrotechnics and shit.
They did a little bit at the end, but it wasn't like to the level where I've seen them posted on the video. Gotcha. They kind of, dumbed it down a little bit more than I've seen them posting on videos and shit. But it was still cool though. Still a good show.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's
the whole
up.
Gang out there, Alex, Dove. Everybody was out there though.
That's cool, man.
Except for Akash, because I don't know why Akash was cool. He's probably
on his own tour. Yeah. That still bothers me.
Like, what?
It bothers me that he's not on tour with them. Like, it doesn't bother me like they didn't let him. I know it's his choice, but it's just weird that he does the pod.
He's trying to find his own lane. You know what I'm saying? He wants to headline his own shows.
True.
He's trying to get his own traction out here. So
but there's no faster way to come up than opening for the biggest.
Right.
I just wish he was a part of it, but I know he does have his own thing. He did the Daisy tour or whatever, which
Daisy tour or something like that. Yeah,
some Indian stuff.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of Indian comics.
A lot of his shit to Indians. And shit,
so I get it, but I hate that he's not a part of it. Every time I listen to the pod, I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
If that ever happens, if they do a show together, that's probably why they're doing it like that. Because when it comes down to it, and they do a tour together, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah. It's gonna be crazy.
Wow. I mean, you can like
that's why they
increase the price for some shit like that.
Yeah,
sure. One-time situation or something like. I mean, it sounds like a smart idea to me.
But this is honestly, it's kind of similar to the combo that we had last week about rappers putting you on and stuff.
Yeah,
like Akash, if you listen to the pod frequently, it's not something he like outright addresses, but he makes it. It seems pretty clear to me that he has like a little bit of an insecurity and that he wants to make it on his own.
Right.
And doesn't want any Schultz. They don't want anybody saying Schultz put you on.
Exactly. And it just depends on where you're at in your career and who you are and all of that stuff. It's like the example I was saying. Everybody's not going to want to feel like that.
Yeah.
Some people are going to feel like, that might be the quickest route to getting to the end goal, but people want to, like, once they get there, they want to feel like they really work for it. Like, nobody gave them an alley-oop to get there, you know? And then once you do get to that spot that you're looking to be at, when y'all do clash or do something, you know, together, it's going to be even bigger.
But you know it's coming. You know the Folarin II is coming. You know it got to be coming.
It's got to, man. It's got to. He could even have, like, they've had so many guests, and, you know, there's, like, reoccurring guests, like, DeStefano and stuff.
Yeah.
You just have those guys popping up in random parts of the country, wherever they're popular at, while you're doing it. That would be sick. I got to go to a comedy show. I've never been to one. The only one I went to was in a casino for a bachelor party. And we were with a couple of the people in our group were drunk, and we got kicked out super early. So I've never actually like experienced a comedy show.
Oh, we gotta do that. We've been talking about a pod trip for a minute. We gotta plan something.
Yeah, a comedy show. We gotta plan something.
Me and Carl were just talking about before we recorded that we've got too much vacation time left to use.
Y'all definitely was.
So all right, we gotta make this shit happen.
I'm off for a month. Around December, so I got like a month off. I know I get my breaks and shit, so we got to plan something. We can do something.
I'll see what days I can get off in December, because my other teammates take a lot of time in December. I usually leave it alone, but I should be able to at least get like a 2 days and make it to where it could be a 3-day weekend or something like that.
Yeah,
but I'm down with it, man.
All right,
I'm always down.
But
I'm always down for sure.
Anything else about your trip? A little out of town? Anything else worth?
I fuck with DC, bro.
Yeah,
DC is a nice fucking city.
You gonna move there?
It's just no. I'm gonna tell you why I don't fuck with DC. These roads, like the exits and the ins and outs and the streets, and why do they still have their street lights like on the corners?
Yeah, on the side.
Instead of hanging over the street. You know, like regular street poles are. We're not in the 1950s anymore.
A lot of cities do it like that, though.
Wait, what are the
street lights? It's just a straight pole with the light on each corner. Okay. Every street light is on the corner. Gotcha. So I be missing them shits. Like I be driving like thinking there's no light right there. If you going
it's a bit different.
Yeah, you just gotta pay attention to different things.
Wait, you talking about the traffic lights?
Yeah, the traffic lights.
I thought you were just talking about like the nighttime
lights. No, the traffic lights.
That's even more crazy, but I didn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The thing I hate about DC is the fucking speed traps, man. You ain't run across them shits?
There's a lot of those.
Bro.
Boys be trouble.
No, not even the boys. It's a fucking it's a thing that takes you for the cameras.
Oh yeah.
You don't even know they fucking coming.
That and for running lights and shit. They get you.
And they send you they send that shit in the mail. They get your ass.
They have no way around it.
They have for speeding?
Yeah,
bro. Mail you a ticket.
And I knew about like the red light. They charge you a bunch depending on how much. I think it's like $5 per mile or something that you're going over. Like, and then they got a processing fee behind that shit, which is like $80.
I was gonna say something.
Like, my shit was like $200 and something. Me and Rome got one.
Bust you in the head. Bust you in the head.
It was ridiculous. I was in a fucking rental. They sent me that shit like, yo, you gotta pay that. So your
rental company sent it to you.
Yeah. Your car gonna be charged, blah blah blah, this amount. But I'm like, yo, you didn't even know them shits was there. Like they're literally set up to. It's like a money trap.
Yeah,
like,
get you. Yeah.
Yeah, you have no idea that it's coming or what even the speed limit is. They don't even do a good job of saying like, hey, speed trap coming, or this is the actual speed limit you're supposed to be going right now. It's tough. Yeah, it's a complete fucking trap. I said I'll never live in this raggedy city.
It's probably how they
It's a fucking capital.
It's all potholes and shit. I mean, it's a nice city, but it's a lot going on. It's a lot of pedestrians.
Yeah, I'm not. Do y'all think y'all ever would want to be big city people?
Nah, I'm so used to being in a small town, small city.
I prefer it.
I don't think I can. That's like being able to get to wherever I need to go in 15 minutes.
Exactly.
That's I love that luxury.
Right. Yeah, and then in the big cities and shit,
getting 10 minutes could take you 30 minutes.
I mean,
somewhere.
It's 6 miles. It'll probably take you 30 minutes to get there. You're like, yo, this it's 6 miles down this fucking street, but it's gonna take me 30 minutes just to get there. And then, there's a lot of these places. There's no point of even like owning a vehicle up there.
Right.
You might as well just metro.
Yeah, if you're in the city at all.
Ubers is heavy, real quick too. They
right there.
Right. So what you call them? They pull it right up.
There's no point. So I mean, I'm not a big city person.
All the stuff that's beneficial for a big city is really more like all of the stuff that you can do, the opportunities and stuff. And I'm a homebody. Right. I'm not trying to go to the club. I'm not trying to go to a bar. Like any of the stuff, if I wanted to go to a game or something, going to Charlotte's not that big of a deal for me. Right. If I had to go do something.
What is cool is that you literally can just go walk out and just walk down the street and find some shit. Like we walked down the block and it was like they was having like a little concert, DJ concert. They was just playing mad jams, R&B and hip hop shit.
Cool.
Like this shit you just walk up to and people just jamming out all night.
Yeah.
It's just so it's some good shit like that. It's
No doubt.
A good breezy night. It's cool.
Yeah, I could see it being a lot more fun, but I'm a small town guy too.
Yeah, can handle it for a weekend, a little getaway.
Right. Yeah, it's nice on vacation. I like that when I was in Vegas. It was like it was just cool to just walk the strip, walk around doing a bunch of shit. But after that 3 days, I'm like, all right, let's go home. I'm cool. I'm ready to rock now.
Yeah, I went to Busch Gardens this weekend, man.
I couldn't remember where you said you went. You told us about that. How was it though?
It was a blast. We had a fun time. We left on Friday. Friday night we get up there. We just start drinking, chilling and shit, having a good time. Went to a club in Hampton. That's where we were staying at in Hampton. Went to a club, had a pretty fun time there. We got a section or whatever. So,
Popping bottles.
Yeah, popping bottles and shit, champagne, Ciroc on deck. You know what I'm saying? No, it was a good time though. It was some wild shit. Like these girls started twerking in our section and shit. Like they was just trying to get some free drinks.
Right,
broke bitches. No, it was that was fun. And then we
How'd you handle that scenario?
They weren't attractive, so it wasn't even anything that you needed to handle. Like I was just sitting there with my girl, like, yo.
I didn't think you were just gonna hook up with him. I was thinking, like, how did you get rid of him?
No, I didn't make a play. I didn't want to make a play right there.
No, I'm just saying. I thought you meant like as far as you looking at it, like how'd your girl feel about you watching that? I'm like,
I wasn't trying to put you on blast.
No, I mean they ended up just leaving eventually. It's just kind of just pay them no mind kind of thing.
That's a good idea.
Move on to the next corner.
No, but Busch Gardens was dope too, man. We went last year for the Hollow Scream shit, so this year was pretty much it was pretty much the same thing. Like the whole park is the themed Halloween. They got scary shit jumping out at you randomly. A lot of fucking people there though, bro. Like I'm talking like I don't know. They was definitely a full capacity. Full fucking capacity. Like you couldn't turn around and like freely. You couldn't fucking put your arms out without smacking somebody in the face. It was definitely about to happen. Yeah, it was like fucking wall to wall. Everybody was packed in. It was like sardines and shit. Hard to find just like free space. Every line was fucking long as shit. So you didn't get to ride everything that you wanted to. But I mean, it was fun, man. Roller coasters
bought out at the club. She just bought a park pass. You break the line.
What happened?
You buy one of them park passes where you can break the line. So you just bought.
They were sold out. That's how busy they were.
Well, they got all them shits about it.
They were sold out.
Damn.
Jeez. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was the most people I've seen like since COVID. Like I've been in one area.
Put the vid on it. Put a funny accent on that.
That's the most people I've seen.
I was trying to think like what other big events have gone on. There's been summer stuff, but this is like concerts, the first big holiday.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess the 4th of July was
a ton of people, bro.
But the holiday's gonna be different this year since we ain't having that.
Everybody's dying to get their celebration on.
I can't wait for Thanksgiving. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, I think my days of riding roller coasters are over.
Mine's been done. I never cared about them. I wasn't a roller coaster guy.
I used to love them, but maybe not just like all roller coasters, but like maybe like the biggest, baddest one in the park. I might be done on that shit.
You didn't punk out, did you?
No, I rode the motherfucker. I'm not gonna ride no front seat shit no more.
Right in the front, let's go.
No, I'm not doing that shit, bro. You ever rode the Griffin there? You ever seen that shit? The shit it's supposed to be the world's fastest roller coaster. It has one of the steepest drops or the fastest drops anyway.
You won't be in front of that.
Oh my god, bro! And you're hanging. It's one they got your feet dangling and shit. Yeah, it's fucking scary. It's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
It's been so long since I was on a ride. I don't even remember.
Bro, you shook up after you get off that motherfucker. You really seriously. My girl ain't talk for 30 minutes. Real shit.
I'm surprised you ain't keep riding that ride.
That might be the remedy.
You want to do it again?
Take her to the amusement park. Ride a couple of those.
I do kind of like that feeling when it first starts or when the first drop happens and you get that you lose the air in your chest.
Yeah.
It's the anxiety you build up when you're going up the motherfucker. And you realize, we really are high as a motherfucker up in the ground.
Can see the whole
if anything goes wrong, that's my life.
click.
Yeah, right.
So I think about Final
And this one is
Destination.
like it stops right there at the top. It's not like an immediate drop.
Yeah.
It stops and holds you there for a long ass time.
Yeah.
It's just this fucking free fall.
Did y'all forget about us?
Yeah, right. It's a fucking free fall. I'm like, yo, man, I'm done on that shit. I'm done on that. Fucking take my soul out.
So we finally found something that Word is scared of: roller coasters.
I'm not scared of it, bro. I just said my days might be done. My days might be done. I ain't scared though. I might have my eyes closed.
You scared? Just say you scared.
I might have my eyes closed
scared,
at some portions of the ride.
I might close my eyes, refuse to sit in the front, and need to hold somebody's hand, but I ain't scared.
I ain't holding no hand. The rest of it, correct. I'm not holding any hand.
Like how you was doing it for her. You know, it's for you.
You want to grab onto my arm so you're not scared.
That never happened.
Oh, well, that's good shit. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, definitely. You get your exercise in the amusement park.
Oh,
Damn
sure.
right.
Stepping.
Especially on a nice hot ass day. It wasn't really hot.
You know, it was pretty cool.
It was beautiful this weekend.
Right.
It was perfect.
They did some shit like
It really
that.
was.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sure.
Well, damn, I'm glad y'all had a good time.
Yeah.
I didn't do shit this weekend. I watched bad football games all week. But this week was the week was weird because I had training stuff at work. So I was training one-on-one with my supervisor all week. So it just, usually during the week, I get to listen to podcasts throughout the whole day, music, whatever I want to check out. And I just didn't have time to do anything. So I fell behind on all my stuff. But the week went by pretty quick, so no complaints. And this week, I think it was Thursday night, we had a baseball playoff game. College football games were going on. Thursday night NFL game was on.
NBA.
And a bunch of NBA games.
Yeah.
It was just like, this has got to be the greatest day of the year.
Nuts.
I was planning to finish Squid Game that night.
With fans.
Yes, with fans.
We all
know
back.
it makes a difference for you.
Yeah, it makes a difference. Yeah.
But I watched the first 6 episodes of Squid Game earlier in the week. And
Squid Game.
And then Thursday night that happened, so I didn't get to finish them in the weekend. So I got 3 episodes left. But
How you fuck with it?
fucking fire.
That shit is crazy, right?
Shit.
You like Squid Game too?
Hell
It's
yeah.
like the biggest show in the world right now.
You don't like it?
I haven't tried it.
Oh.
You know how I feel about that shit though.
No, I don't.
I'm disconnected when it's dubbed.
Oh.
You know what was weird for me? I
It's
watched
this
it.
disconnection,
I
bro.
watched
I
it
can't
before
help
I started seeing it on the internet. So I felt like I was kind of like on it before everybody.
You were early.
And I watched it, and then I started going crazy. I'm like, oh shit, this shit about to blow up. And it was like their most watched show of all time or some shit like that.
Well, that's
I was like,
because
that's
it's
wild.
the way that they dropped it too, which made it that way.
But it was on there for a little while though.
No, it's I mean, it may have been on there for a while.
It was on there for like a few months.
But it's they have it in like 10 different languages or something like that, and it's
okay.
in like 10 different. It's on all the platforms across all countries and shit like that.
Okay, so it's a form.
People are watching it everywhere because it's available everywhere. And that's not the same with all shows, you know. So that's why it's really.
I mean,
That's not the same with all shows because, like, when I go to Guatemala, they have different stuff
They have
than
different
here.
shit.
But I believe the Netflix originals, which I think still is considered a Netflix original, even though he had the idea a long time ago, I think those are everywhere. I could be wrong.
I don't think so. Because they got a different Netflix original. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, either way.
I'm sure they have
Money Heist. I'm sure Money Heist was fucking huge when it blew up.
Yeah.
And they put it on there.
Well, it wasn't. It was a show on another network.
You know what I'm saying? Like once it came to Netflix.
Okay, yeah,
They
that's
blew
what
up.
it blew up.
I'm sure they look at the numbers and they have people doing analytics to see which ones actually will work crossing over to which countries and stuff like that.
Probably so.
Yeah.
And they do determine it that way because I mean I'm sure it has like a limited amount that they can put on each platform or or something like that. I don't know how this shit fucking works, but I would assume it's something like that.
Netflix kind of, I don't know how we got here. I was talking about Squid Game. Netflix kind of, the way they have it set up, especially with the top 10 and everything that they added, shows and movies almost go viral at this point.
Yeah, right.
Like once Squid Game got some traction and popular, I think it also helps that it's so different than any other show.
Yeah.
Like it's just really odd.
My daughter plays that shit.
What?
Squid Game.
Oh, the game?
She got it on Roblox.
The red light, green light?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
And they get shot and they don't stop.
Hell yeah, they do.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I was like, what's so hard about it? It's fucking red light, green light. Just stay still. How do you keep losing?
You gotta watch it. I don't know about the game, but you gotta watch this shot.
Yeah. I seen that.
It's a lot different when death is on the line.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah, motherfuckers be trembling.
It's literally death on the line if you lose.
It's just stone cold motherfucking statue.
Obviously it's a great story, well written and all that shit.
Yeah.
But they got like that element of that Tarantino over the top violence.
Yeah, the deaths are crazy.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep saying. Right.
I finished You.
I haven't started that. Okay. I forgot about that.
Fuck with it? Fuck with the ending? How it ended?
Yeah, relax.
I fucking loved how it ended. I think it was just a well constructed show. It was really good. It
was better than I expected it to be. Because I was like, yo, how they gonna continue this on? Just going on murdering sprees or killing everybody and not getting caught. So they made it make more sense.
Yeah, it's set up nicely.
Even though it was still wild, but it's set up nicely
for this season.
That's enough. That's close. I don't know anything. You did a good job.
Right. Yeah, I kept it general. You know the show's about.
Well, what was I saying before Squid Game? I was just saying the week was busy and shit. Nothing important. Yeah. Let's get into stuff.
Let's do it. Where we want to start? NBA or NFL?
Top 75 list.
I love it.
Get the shit out the way. Get the list out the way. Top 75 list came out for the 75th anniversary of the NBA.
I didn't know that was why.
It was 50. They added 25 more to make it 75.
Oh, did they keep the original 50 the same?
They just added 25.
That's why.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that, though.
What you mean?
How can you do that?
They're not numbered, too. That's another thing people are not talking about. It's just 75 players.
Okay.
It's not,
how was that? So they did the top 50 when the NBA was 50 years old, right? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying they already had a top 50 and they added 25 more because it's the 75th anniversary.
How long ago did the top 50?
Not really sure when the 50 came out.
Because that matters to me now.
Yeah. I'm sure it wasn't that long ago.
But the 25 that were added now.
Right.
There was only a few active players, but were they only taking from like a date range?
I have no idea. I can't answer these questions. So
I think that would be a cool idea. And I think that's kind of what Carl is getting at right now.
Right.
If they did it where they do the first 25 years of the NBA and do the best 25 players, then you're looking at whatever, the guys from the 60s and 70s and shit. Right. If you did it again 25 years later and did it for that era, then there's no reason to re-rank the first 25. It's just like these are the 25 from each era.
Right.
But if you're getting to 75 at this point and you're not doing it that way, then it's like, well, there's no way the number fourth best player from 25 years ago is still the fourth best player.
It can't be.
So I see what you're saying.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. At some point, these guys have to get bumped out of the spot.
I don't know how they constructed it. I know they did use players and coaches and shit like that to make the list.
Who did the list?
So it wasn't like analysts and shit.
What platform is this list on?
It was voting for sure, which is
the writers and stuff like that voting on this shit.
No, they had players and coaches.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at the list. I saw random names that made it, and I was like, "Oh, cool." Iverson.
Who's number? It's not numbered.
It's not numbered.
Right.
So they didn't want to deal with that headache.
Right.
Fucking numbering this shit.
That's not worth all that.
Probably smart, but of course you still got a little backlash afterwards.
Right.
People upset they didn't make the top 75 out of all the players of all time.
I mean, it's just a lot to ask for.
But can I tell you one more whack detail?
What?
You know there's 76 people on the list?
Oh, who's the 76?
I don't know. But they had a tiebreaker for 75, and they just left it at, we'll just make it 76 instead. I just think that's whack as fuck.
That is whack.
Somebody's got to make a decision.
You got to get cut off.
It's the top 75. Somebody's getting left off anyway.
You already didn't number them.
You got to make it.
So you can't have a tie at the last one.
Get the fuck out.
Cut them off.
Right. We didn't number it.
Cut them off.
So what's to keep 77 off the fucking list?
Yeah.
I'll be pissed if I'm number 77.
Well, they already gave out 77.
To Clay, right?
Yeah. That was
a joke, though, right?
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
Totally Teammates put up number 77 Klay Thompson jersey in his locker right after he didn't make the list and made comment about not being happy he didn't make the list.
Let's get into that because Klay was hurt. Clay was hurt about that shit. Want to know how I know he was hurt? Because the day it happened, he addressed it. He was like, "That's how we move on. Can't wait to get back." He got up the next day and said, "Yo, I slept on this shit, and I'm still feeling the way about not making this list."
Clay's a funny.
I didn't know that.
He woke up the next day and still felt the same way. So he felt a way about that shit.
I feel him, but then I don't. At the same time, it's going to be hard. Like, yeah, Clay's one of the best players who ever played the game. Certainly one of the best shooters. I would say top 3, top 4.
Yeah, something like I guess winning doesn't
top
count.
Top 3 to 5 shooter
like that
in a game, but it's hard to say when you say a top 75 and he would still be someone as I define as kind of a role player, even though he's a star.
He's a psychic.
Yeah, right. So it's kind of hard to put him on that 75 list when I'm thinking it's going to be 75 top dogs, or the leaders on their unit, on team. And like I said, Clay's a great player, but that's just something he never will be. So, yeah.
I agree with you to an extent. Like, I think that has an impact. But I think if he played the last season, he's missed 2 full seasons. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
If he played the last 2 years, I think he's on the list.
He'd probably be on the list.
I think he's kind of a victim of just being forgot about.
Recency bias.
Yeah. It's like we know he's great, but that was 3 years ago. So I think that hurt him a little bit. But I mean, I get why individuals would be upset they didn't make the list.
Yeah.
As an overall, look at the list. I'm like, who gives a fuck? There's just there's always going to be people that are left off. And the longer you make the list, the more people think they should be on it. If it's a top 10, there's 20 people that legitimately think they should be top 10.
Right.
If it's a top 75, there's 200 NBA players that think they're top 75.
Yeah.
So you can't fix it by making it bigger. It just is what it is.
Right.
It is what it is.
Did y'all think there was anybody though that was a really glaring, this is insane, they're not on it?
Glaring, no. Kind of, maybe Kyrie should have been in there, but at the same time, he kind of falls in the same category as a Clay. He's always been like a sidekick, never been the guy.
Right, it was the same scenario.
That's a good point.
And I will argue Clay's a better player. So, can't get it over him.
But, that people was making an uproar about Dwight.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, Dwight should be left off that list.
So, Dwight has
a weird career, man, because he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's probably will be a Hall of Famer off his stats alone, just because of off his stats.
Definitely.
Just off his stats
and
alone.
awards, though.
Yeah.
And accolades.
Defensive player
early in his career, I mean, he was a dominant defender and really a dominant player. You thought you could build a team around Dwight Howard.
But the issue with that is after he left the Magic, he never really grew as a player. He kind of stayed where he was at.
The NBA changed.
Yeah,
he kind of got worse. Yeah,
well, the NBA changed.
That's true.
Mainly,
Dwight never really worked on his game.
Yeah, he definitely should have worked on his inside. It was not too much to ask of Dwight Howard to get a jump hook.
For real, Dwight could have been Giannis before Giannis if he actually worked on his game. He was that dominant in the paint.
In a different style.
Right.
I was just going to say the same thing, though. It's hard to make the excuse that the game changed, even though it did.
Right.
Because Giannis just won, not playing the way that the game
But Giannis is a perimeter dribble. Like I said, the game changed with Dwight Howard. If Dwight Howard was coming up now, you would probably see him handling the ball a lot more.
He had the ability.
Right, because he was a point guard early on. But his position defined him or constricted him to just being this.
Yeah.
And he didn't never grow throughout that position.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that, him and Giannis just came up in different times. Giannis came up in a time where a 6'10" guy handling the ball is fine. Dwight Howard, 6'10" guy, get on the block type. There's just different kind of coaching that they came up with.
Or came up with. Though.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was just surprised when I saw his accolades and stuff put on paper, and they were like, "How do you leave this off?" And I'm like, "Damn,
yeah, his stats are
it's hard to say. Right, he's one of the greatest centers of all time. Yeah. When you line up,
that's a fact.
He's definitely one of the greatest centers. When you put it all up there, you're like, damn, he was a dominant player in his prime.
Right, but it's hard not to look at his career in a whole. Right, or as a whole, I should say.
Well, you just look at it and say he's underachieved.
Right.
And then people will say that and you're like, damn, how talented really was he? Because he underachieved and still achieved this much.
Right.
We're expecting hey, he could have been an MVP caliber player or at least a champion at some point. I mean, he was, but carry a team to a championship.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's enough about the list, but we'll keep it basketball still.
Let's do it.
Couple of things. So they made the rule change this year to prevent, they have it worded something like offensive players are not able to take an unnatural basketball act and get a foul call anymore. So getting rid of those.
Defender when you shoot.
Yep.
Yeah.
The jump in, and I think they're getting rid of some of the weird, not the Euro step stuff, but you know how the guys will drive in the lane and purposely go out of their way to dump into somebody and then put the layup over here. Yeah. They're not doing that anymore. And I've watched a decent amount of games, and they're like really adamant about it. They're not calling that shit.
Yeah.
We're calling it an offensive foul.
And another thing, they're not.
I haven't seen it that much, but
they're not reviewing stuff under 2 minutes anymore. Like you have to use your coach's challenge in order to get a review.
I love that.
Yeah,
because they would end up with six reviews of out of bounds plays.
It was. I remember. I think it was in the bubble. It was like that. It was just fucking up the game, the pace of the game.
Yeah, the momentum and all of this.
In these close games coming down to the wire, you reviewing every play because some wild shit happens.
Russell Westbrook got called for offensive foul. Did you see that shit?
I did.
Where he was shooting a three, and you know how they motherfuckers do all that flailing and shit when they shoot a three.
Yep.
He did that. He didn't really like kick out because I know they did an emphasis on that like a couple years ago. It wasn't a serious kick, but he did try to initiate some contact from the three, and they called the offensive foul on him.
Good.
That was I think that might have been the first game.
From what I've seen and actually seen it in use, I think it's amazing. I think it makes the game just plays better.
Right.
None of that bullshit. It used to get to a point, especially in the fourth quarter, or when you get in any quarter and they're in the foul bumps.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you got to just jump into somebody. You know you're going to get a call.
Yeah.
But it just makes the game gross. A lot of the players that I hate are the players that did that the most.
Harden.
That I might end up liking their games if they're not doing that dumb shit. Yeah, Harden is the number one
it's
guy.
It's really affecting Harden because he stays going to the line. That's part of his game.
Yeah, so Steve Nash was pissed because last night he apparently took one free throw. And they were saying that he was saying the officials are treating James unfairly to try to make sure that he's not able to get away with that anymore.
Well, I mean,
they shouldn't do that.
What I don't,
if that's true,
don't cry about it. Go out there and get your fucking buckets. That's what I would say. You gonna sit here and fucking cry about not getting to the line?
I think Nash said something. They asked Harden about it.
I think Nash is trying to just take up for him.
He defended his player. That's what you're supposed to do as a coach, and you're always gonna be biased towards your player as a coach.
That's true.
Just don't be a fucking baby, though. I don't want to hear that shit. I just go out there and get your buckets. You're supposed to be this elite, all-time great scorer, and you try to tell me, I can't score my points because I can't get to a line. Shut the fuck up and go out there and hit a three or something.
Nobody said none of this, but shit.
I'm just saying. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't make that a storyline in the future. It's
I can see
supposed
that
to be all-time great.
Being a real big issue coming in the playoffs and them late, tough games coming up and having them fouls going to be called. That's going to be an issue. I can see that.
I don't think it'll be an issue at that point because I think they're nipping that in the bud right now. Like if they're calling it that way throughout the first half of the season,
you should adjust.
Yeah, you would have to adjust, or if not, you can't get mad if they don't call it that
way. At the same time, in the playoffs, shit gets tight a little bit. The calls and calling is a little bit tighter, so it's like if they're gonna still let shit fly,
then they should play more in the playoffs.
You think so?
Yeah, that's always the knock, or that's been one of the attempted knocks on Harden. Is that once they get into the playoffs, he's not getting those calls as frequently.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So I don't know. I mean, it could end up being an issue. Hopefully, they just stick with it, though. I've been very pleased with what I've seen so far from that rule change.
Some good games, for sure.
But sticking with Harden. So I asked you, we talked a lot about Ben SImmons. I guess we kind of update that right here as well.
Yeah.
There's been updates on him for like every week for the past month and a half, it seems like. It's so hard to remember where we left off last week.
I think last week was when he came to practice.
He came,
and they kicked him out.
And they kicked him out of practice.
No, we didn't know that they had kicked him out last week. Though.
That's what I'm saying. That happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So they kick him out of practice for showing up, not being mentally interested in the plays and stuff. I was hearing that he was asked to sub in during practice and we're just like declined
drills and he won't really doing it.
That's a wild thing to tell the coach like that.
You can see the door.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder exactly how that conversation went on. Like, what did he say? He's like, man, you want to get some of this? He's like, nah, I'm good, bro.
I would imagine very passively. However it went.
Right.
Practicing in sweatpants with his phone in his pocket.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be there.
No, not at all.
And as soon as the team breaks it, like he's in the background chilling, dribbling the
ball
ball while like the
out.
coach is doing his like in the practice speech.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the team breaks it down, he's like bolts out of there and has no interaction with anybody.
Yeah.
And what does Embiid say about him after he's talking to reporters? I don't care about that, man.
Great. That was great. It's like
Their relationship. I mean, how you can't repair any of this. All of this shit is going too far.
Well, no, something else happened later in the week. We'll get to that. Embiid, he kind of changed his tone during the game.
I don't think
what Embiid said was wrong or anything like that.
No,
I'm saying this whole situation is so ugly on both sides. I don't think you ever reach a point to where everybody's going to be like, "Well, we can make this work."
I think it's probably more likely that that's the case. I will say that I believe Embiid legitimately is just like a fed up employee. Like I don't think early on I was like, he probably hates this dude, and I felt like it was like more animosity. But since we may as well catch it up.
Yeah, I don't think it's hate. I think he just being a blunt foreigner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he hates him at all. I think he's just like, man, what you want me to do?
So even when he said, I don't care about that man, the way I took it was like he was asked about it and he was like, I don't care about that man. He does whatever he wants, is what he said right after.
Right.
So I don't think it was like
that accent. So he has to understand like tones and stuff.
I don't care about that man.
Right. Everything he says it sounds blunt, but it's not any harm behind it. It's just, literally what he's thinking, his thoughts is just he doesn't know how to deliver them.
But I did think it was really cool. The first game back in Philly, Embiid came out to address the fans before the game started and give his thanks for y'all's support or whatever, and kind of threw out words of encouragement. Ben Simmons is still our brother. We're ready to welcome him back when he comes back to the team. Tobias Harris had tweeted some shit about that too, where he said, that we're brothers. As soon as he's ready, we're ready to go back. So, I mean, I think they have the veterans that if Simmons came back, like, with full intensity and, like, fully bought in, I think it would be okay. I just don't see that happen.
Right. Well, what's going to make that change for him now?
He clearly was showing up to not get fined and thought that was going to be enough to keep his money.
Right.
And as soon as they got him out of here and said, we're fining you still, it's like, okay. Now let's talk about me rejoining the team. Like he still doesn't want to be there.
Didn't you say something about like mental health issues or something?
He did. He ended up meeting with the team after he had left that practice and basically saying that he's not in a great mental space to be with the team right now, or to practice or whatever, or to play at all.
That's a bruised ego.
Yeah.
That's a bruised ego right there. He's done the reconciliation to get himself back on the team. But I think the mental, I'm not mentally prepared is like let me go tuck my tail for a few days before I'm fully back.
Awkward space right now. Now you gotta like try to like be a part of the team again.
Right.
Like,
the Sixers GM pretty much came out and said that they're not moving Ben Simmons unless the deal is to their advantage or it's a good deal for them. It has to work for both parties. He said like he's not just gonna dump him. Like,
he got gangster.
They said he ain't about to fuck the process up. We still in it.
He said we'll wait for 4 years.
Yeah,
that's some gangster shit. That's what I wanted them to do to Harden in Houston. But this guy's really about it.
He's saying that. It's no way.
Well,
it's no way.
It wouldn't get to 4 years.
It's not going to get to 4 years.
I think he made his point in that we're going to wait this out until you have value. I believe that to be true.
I understand that, but Ben Simmons...
Wait till the offseason, he's going to have value again.
But yeah, Ben Simmons has the leverage at that point, though.
How so? How do you think?
Because, I mean, at a certain point, he's just going to sit there. There's nothing that you're going to do to get him on the court to play. And if you do, then he's not going to give his full effort. You're not going to see him out there actually participating.
I don't believe that to be true. I think they've called his bluff already. He said he wasn't going to show up.
What's to stop him from faking an injury? What's to stop him from any of that or mental health issues, any of that? Like, this is just something he could keep playing this game and stringing him along, and then you're gonna realize eventually,
he's still gonna lose game
we're just giving him. Well, he's still is owed a percentage of money. They can fine him, but they can't take all of his money away, especially if he has a valid reason.
If you're not showing up to work, you're still going to get fined. You're not going to get those checks.
He'll get fined, but I'm saying like, you can take a percentage of his money. You can't take all of it. And it's certain loopholes that he can find around that. It's not Kyrie. What's his name? Kawhi said it's the fucking knee injury for half a season or whatever it was, and I don't know if
he faked it. He might have just.
But you can, if they say, "Hey, all right, we'll go see the team doctor," you can always get a second opinion or a third opinion from another doctor to say something different. Right. So I think he can string it out, and eventually the owner's going to say, "We just got all of this fucking money that we're giving to this person, and they're not doing anything for it. You're not getting any return on that value." Eventually, they're going to dump the asset.
That's what situations. The difference in those situations you talk about, they know Ben is not hurt. Yeah, like Kawhi he had knee injuries, so he can still lean on that. And that's what he
who's
did.
To say?
Ben's not injured.
But
he's not injured.
But who's to say? You're putting out a hypothetical what he could do.
Right.
I understand. Sure. He could do all of those things. You're not wrong about that.
Why wouldn't he at this point, though? That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, but I'm saying he's proven why. He's told you the answer already. He said he's not coming. He's holding out. He showed up. Like, nobody made him do that. He showed up as a surprise. Nobody even knew he was going to be at practice the first day he showed up. Right. So he gave up his leverage there. He came to practice, got kicked out, and still fined when he was trying to avoid the fine. He's already talking about, I'm apologizing, I'm not mentally prepared to come back right now, but I want to rejoin the team. You can't keep giving away your leverage when you had it in the first place. And he's not Kawhi.
Right.
His whole issue is that he's Ben Simmons and he doesn't have the leverage that Kyrie, Harden, Kawhi all had.
Right.
Yeah,
if he was Embiid, he could call the shots.
But he's on a contract. They're paying him a ton of money. Eventually, like I said, this decision is going to come down from the owner. If they just want to sit there and watch their money sit on the sideline, fine, they can do that. But I think eventually people don't get rich from giving money away. You know what I'm saying? So eventually they're going to say, like, look, you know what we're going to do? We're going to dump this asset.
Yeah, but billionaires don't become billionaires by letting other people
dictate what they do.
That's a fact.
The loss of finances for Daryl Morey is not going to be anywhere near the losses for Ben Simmons. Neither one of them are going to be hurting for money. But he has the fuck you money to say, we'll wait it out for 4 years. There's no way they're waiting 4 years. We all agree on that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's not
but this was just a leverage saying, we'll wait as long as you want to. And Ben already caved.
I don't know. I think that we can call it bluff. But look, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I still think the cards are in Ben Simmons' hands still at this point.
I got Ben playing for them before November 15th.
Possible. I think he should go out there.
I can see him playing this season for sure.
That's 2.5 weeks. I don't think it's a holdout. I think he's going to get a couple of days, maybe a week and a half, for this mental excuse that he gave because he didn't want to tuck his tail in between his legs. But I think he's back in 2 weeks.
What if he goes out there and shoots a jumper from half court every time he touches the ball?
If he does that, he'll be the first person in the NBA history to ever do that. So I don't think that'll happen.
I'm just saying, that's what I would do if I was Ben Simmons.
Right, but this is my point of this whole discussion: is that you're presenting what could possibly happen.
Yeah, this is
and you're still hurting your leverage by doing shit like that.
Yeah, how?
That's acting out in the game.
That's the way to get other teams to watch you.
A team not gonna want you more if you acting like that. Because then once you get fed up with their team, they gonna think you gonna act the same way.
Somebody's gonna want him. His goal is just completely to get out. That's for his agents to smooth over in conversations. You know the reasons why he's doing this. You get a different Ben Simmons once he comes here. That's what the agent says. Well, all I'm saying is, look, this is what I would do if I want to get out.
We gotta put some parameters on it. It doesn't have to be a bet, but I want you to narrow down this bullshit that you're saying right now.
What do you mean?
You think you're gonna hold out the whole season?
You're doing this whole hypothetical. He could do this. He could do that.
There's a bunch of things that he can do.
But give me an actual prediction of what you think he is going to do or what is going to happen. I want to narrow this down to something tangible.
I just don't think he'll play.
You think he's going to refuse to play for the team?
Yeah, I don't think they'll get him on the actual on the basketball court to play this season.
Do you want to make a bet? I would love to make this bet.
Sure, he does. Sure, he does not.
Sure.
Oh,
good. I was about to sweeten the deal. I thought he was going to say no. All right, bet. $25?
That he plays a game for the Sixers.
Yep.
This year.
This season.
Yep.
Don't think too long.
All right, yeah, sure.
Shaking on video and recorded audio.
I just want these listeners to know that I will be paid within the next 3 pods. So y'all are going to hear about this soon. I'm excited that he just took this bet. The bet is in. You saw the head shake.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say no, and I was going to say I'll give you 2-1. So you would get 50 if it happens. I get 25 if it doesn't. But you already accepted. This is easy money. I can't believe we just made this deal.
Yeah, he's definitely going to play.
Shout out to Return of the Mac.
I don't see why he would. I don't see why he would play.
We shall see.
Continue to
see.
We kind of I got sidetracked explaining all this Ben Simmons bullshit. The real discussion I want to have, I asked you, you were a fan, I don't want to say a fan, but you defended Harden last year. Right.
Yeah,
I'm saying, I was going to say you were a fan of him holding out last year. And I didn't want to phrase it that way. You defended his holding out last year and getting out of Houston and have had a different take on Simmons. I presented in our chat, I think this is the same exact situation, their actions.
When I first read the question, I didn't pay attention to the actions part. Yes, they're doing the same actions of holding out and not wanting to play. That is a fact. I'm just saying the whole scenario was different from Ben Simmons and the Sixers and Harden and the Rockets.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of different details. I'm not going to get an exact comparison here. My stance, or I guess what I would like to hear your opinion on, is I don't think that matters. I think the actions is a bitch action.
Why is that?
To say that I'm unhappy where I'm at under contract for the team that I just re-upped with, and now I refuse to play.
I think he had one more year.
No.
He had just have a re-up, did he?
Within a year or two before that.
Oh,
he bumped up to $45 million a year.
Well, and I mean, the thing about it, I guess that makes them so similar is that both of those franchises clearly tried to build and put pieces around both of those players. So it's not like they had an excuse of necessarily of why it didn't work out, except for looking at themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like looking at both of James Harden and Ben Simmons, it's like you guys are kind of the reason why it didn't work out. So why are you mad at the organization?
I can't say they're the reason why they didn't work out when they're the reason why they were a good team.
Yeah.
Like, just because they didn't win a championship.
Ultimately, it's their flaws that held the team back. Ben Simmons' flaw is ultimately what held the Sixers back. And James, you could say that about James Harden's style of play is what ultimately held the Rockets back. So, I mean, instead of I just take it as both of the scenarios where they have in common is it seems like those two guys were pointing the finger at the organization when the organization kind of done everything they could to put them in the best situation possible. And these guys are not looking at themselves to say, hey, I got to improve my game at X, Y, and Z for me to take it to the next level and, win a ring. I don't know. That's how I see it.
First of all, Harden is a 10 times better player than Ben Simmons to me. So,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it's like to say like I don't think Harden was pointing the fingers at them like I'm leaving because of y'all. I think he just felt like the time was up. He was there for 9 years. He tried every single thing, every single twist, every single trade. They couldn't get there. It was fucking Warriors just sitting over there the whole time while they were trying to make it. It happens, and he felt like it was just time for him to leave. So he did what he had to do to get up out of there. They was rebuilding again. They just traded away Russ and had drafted all these rookies or try to get all these other situations going. Mm-hmm. They was in a full rebuild again. He's like, I'm not about to go through another 4 or 5 years of this rebuild to try to get back when I can go link up with KD or somebody and go try to get a championship this year.
Right.
That's just what ultimately came down. I don't think he was pointing fingers or nothing. He just felt like the time was up. And obviously the team ultimately agreed too because they let him go. They could have held on and said we ain't trading them too.
They didn't agree. Their hand was forced because Harden is a better player than Simmons. They didn't want to do that. I agree with you ultimately, but I know we have a little bit different opinions on that scenario with Harden. But to me, it's just the actions of being a shitty teammate, going to practice, not trying, those type of things, to me is just, that's the bitch stuff that I was referring to. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the exact same thing. I'm not in favor of it ever. I was trying to think of the only time I think I've been on the player side for basically refusing to play for the team when they're under contract was Trent, offensive lineman, Redskins. Trent Williams.
Yeah.
When he had the misdiagnosed brain cancer or something.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was a situation where I think that's a situation where it's like a breach of contract at that point. Where whether it was intentional or not, if you have a doctor that you work for that has misdiagnosed you, I think that's a reasonable time to say, I'm not playing for this franchise ever again. Right. Outside of that, that's the only time I can come up with. Y'all have I know you have a different opinion on that. Yeah. What's your thoughts? And
I feel like it's the only leverage that a player has in the league playing on a team is to play or not. Yeah. Like that's your only leverage. There's nothing else that you could do to alter the situation to get what you want out of it, but to not play or to say you don't want to play. You don't want to be here anymore. I want to be traded. Demanded the trade. That's the only way you can do it. Or you're just going to sit and be on a team that you don't want to be on no more.
Yeah, but to me, that's exactly why I have no respect for the action. I think that's a character issue. Straight up. That's somebody saying...
I think it's a character issue when it's something like Ben SImmons' situation. We can obviously see he has a character issue.
Yeah, but
Harden gave 9 years of his career to this franchise. It's not like he bailed out after it didn't work the first 2 years.
Nah, but the thing is, I'm making a commitment. I made a commitment
and
to play.
After their best season since he's been there, he decides he don't want to play no more. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't want to hear these guys talk about their brothers on the team if that's the decision they're going to make. They're not working for my respect anyway, so if I don't respect them, it's not a big thing.
Right.
But if they're going to give this nonsense about my brothers on the team and all this shit, then when it comes time to you're not getting what you want and you just say, fuck the team, I'm not going to practice, I'm not going to do this.
We're just talking about Ben Simmons' situation. They traded away all his brothers, all Harden's brothers on the team. They brought in a whole bunch of guys that he's not cool with. No. These aren't his brothers. These are new guys that just got to the team. They didn't play with them.
Ultimately, my biggest issue with the thing is, and it's
a whole different situation. If Russ was still there or somebody like that, and they was like, yo, we trying to come back, and he was like, nah, fuck you, Russ, I'm leaving. Then you can say, oh, he G-bailed on his brother.
My whole situation, my thing with it is just that, I can see if you felt just, like you said, a Trent Williams type thing, when the franchise did you some type of wrong, of course you would never want to play with them again. But in these situations that we're speaking of, franchise didn't do anything wrong. Like, you signed a contract, you thought that you guys had a mutual understanding about where we wanted to go and what we wanted to achieve, and all of a sudden you want to jump ship because shit's not going your way. That's why, and I feel like people like, a lot of people don't
understand.
I mean, a lot of people feel like, or when you're that talented, you feel like the game needs you. And I've explained this before. It doesn't. At the same time, it's always going to be a next guy. So, like, these people who are sitting out and think they hold, like, X amount of leverage, like, eventually the game is going to pass you by. Like, you need to be, like, 10 toes down, head first into this game every fucking day that you have the opportunity to play it. Because... like, you think that you holding some kind of leverage by sitting out, but like eventually the next best thing is going to be on the floor or on the field, and your time is going to be up type thing. Like, that's how I feel.
That's why you got to use it while you got it. Don't wait till you washed up to try to use some leverage. You ain't going to be able to do shit.
My last point on it, and I'll let it go. I understand our difference of opinions on this. If there's an action that, if everything is going well on the team, if not practicing or not giving effort or whatever instance you want to take out of these two scenarios, if that's an unacceptable behavior when the team is doing well, that's an unacceptable behavior when the team is doing bad as well. I don't think things change just because your situation gets difficult or gets bad. If you're willing to change...
That's exactly why the thing would change. If you're in a situation where you know we ain't got no shot at going to no chip this year with this team, we're in a full rebuild. After I've been here 9 years, it's time to move on.
Right, but I feel like you're missing my point. My point is your word is more important than getting into a good situation. That's ultimately what I'm boiling down what I'm saying. If you wouldn't do something in a good situation, then it doesn't make it, oh, this is okay now because I'm not in as good of a place. Take it away from sports. If I have a friend and we're in some kind of fucked up situation and suddenly their morals and the way that they behave changes because they're in a tough spot, I don't respect that person.
Now you bring in like morals and shit. That's
what it is.
This is business. You can't bring in morals and talk about business.
I can't. I believe that they coexist. Everybody else doesn't have to, but that's my opinion on it. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Gotta play your hand out here.
Yeah, interesting thing going on here with Ben Simmons. They just need to get him out of there. Go ahead and trade my man. Get him up out of there.
I think they would love to.
Who might want him?
I don't think they want him to be there any more than he wants to be there. Nobody wants him enough to give up.
Nobody wants what they're asking for.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
To say that nobody wants Ben Simmons is a lot. It's a lot of teams that would add Ben Simmons.
Oh yeah, for the low, of course. When we talking about what they asking for, nobody won't do that.
I mean, not just for the low. I'm sure a lot of teams give a first round pick.
I still thinks this Sixers have no leverage, so.
I don't really know. The basketball trades are fucking funny to me. So, so I'm sure they can get a good return, but maybe they ask for too much. So we'll see.
Team might change as the season goes on.
Yeah. Man, the Golden State Warriors are kicking ass, taking names.
Doing pretty good
right now.
3-0.
Yeah, they're 3-0.
Is that right?
Yeah, Steph is splashing.
As always.
As he should.
What do you think he's gonna do when Klay comes back?
Could be the Splash Brothers again. Reunited.
You think Klay's gonna return to form?
He should. He just a shoot. Just gotta shoot.
I don't know how to answer your question. I don't know what you're asking. I'll say when he comes back, I don't expect that he'll be I think that they'll bring him back very cautiously.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he'll play limited minutes for the majority of the season, to be honest with you.
Right.
Probably.
And then if it gets to playoff time and they're a legitimate team still at that point, you might see him ramp up and become more like old Klay. But I think they'll be very cautious the entire season, and I expect like his season may be like maybe he finishes the year averaging 14 a game or something like that.
I think so, but I think by the end of the year he'll be pretty much putting like 18.
You think they'd be a championship contender?
For sure.
For sure?
If Klay is healthy,
for
sure.
How are we defining contender?
Like top 5 team in the West.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Like as 5. I don't think they're anywhere toward. That's why I think there's like
tough squads in the
real
West.
legitimate contenders that you think like these are the top 4 teams that we would expect to make it. Right. And then there's another tier of contenders that could go on a run. I would put them more in that category.
Yeah. Possibly.
You think?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's fine. But I think, just really depends on how good Klay is when he comes back. If he's still the shooter that we know him to be, good luck fucking around with the Warriors.
Right, of course.
Any given night.
I can't believe you started with Klay and then come in here jumping for joy about these Chicago Bulls.
They're good. I mean,
they look good right now.
Yeah, they're going to be a good team. They got a lot of guys who can score the basketball, and they're like all unselfish players. So
Lonzo had his revenge game the other night against the Pelicans, put up another triple-double.
Oh, did
the youngest player ever to have a triple-double on 3 teams or something like that.
Yeah, I did see that.
I mean, the Ball brothers can play.
For sure.
It was good.
Melo was a baller. He's doing the same shit, if not better than he was last year.
Have you already admitted that he's better?
Yeah,
I thought you did last year.
They had the head-to-head.
That's right.
Matchup, and I think
that did it for you.
Yeah, he busted his ass.
Yeah, I mean, Melo scored like almost 30 points or some shit like that, and Zoe had like 9.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, you're a good player. I think, Zoe is still a bit underrated, but LaMelo has that superstar traits. Like, he has the flash along with the just good, solid plays. He makes it look like, something special every time he do it, even if it's just a basic pass.
I think Lonzo's like that too. I think just the scoring ability is the only difference.
Well, yeah, but Lonzo don't he makes the right play, but he doesn't have like the pizzazz or like the,
quite as much. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of flash when you watch Melo play. He is Showtime, big time. They're making the same play, but he just does it a little bit different.
And the Hornets go as he goes, pretty much.
Yeah, right. It's never been the case for any team that Lonzo's been on in the NBA anyway.
This is random. Did y'all know Malik went to the Lakers?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I had no idea. I was watching. I was like, oh shit, that's kind of
hopefully
a nice
his career can go.
They got Kendrick Nunn too. They got a couple players on the bench.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. We'll get to the Lakers though. We're on the Ball brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, LaMelo. I was reading today about they had a game last night. I think they played the Nets last night. I think they're 3-0 too.
Yeah, they beat the Nets.
But Melo apparently was lighting it up. LaMelo. I can't believe I just did that.
You did it. I told you that he's the new Melo. Just get used to it, bro.
Shut the fuck up. It's just his name. It's just easier to say Melo than your long ass name. Oh, extra 2 letters.
Yeah.
LaMelo was having a good game. Apparently, he was playing really well. And in the fourth quarter, Ish Smith came, or maybe it was the third quarter. Ish Smith came in, and they were talking about LaMelo telling the coach to keep him in and saying he's on fire right now. Let him rock. And I think it was the coach. So I've got to give Melo. He said Melo, but it's LaMelo. I've got to give LaMelo a ton of credit. He wanted us to just keep riding Ish. Ish is hot. Ish is rolling. I trust it. Let's go with him. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, good team
He's
guy.
a 20-year-old kid. That's just not something I would expect from somebody that I think he had 18 or 20 points already in the game himself.
Yeah.
I don't see too many players doing that. You think they would? One of the better players on the team saying, keep me on the bench almost.
The regular season. The regular season is cool.
You think so?
If it was a playoff game, I need to get up in there. I need to be in there. I think that tune would change if it was a playoff game.
Yeah, Scotty would have quit.
Scotty would have done it.
He would have quit.
Yeah, definitely different in a playoff game.
That's not something that would have came out of Kyrie.
Third game of the regular season, sure. Let them cook. I already got my 20.
Damn, the more you say it, the less I'm like, all right, maybe it's
right.
I mean, it's a good move to be us being a young player. You know, he's probably the leader of the team and all that, so it's a good move for the
in the headline. It seemed a lot cooler.
Well, it's just the third game of the season. It's a long season.
Shout out, he like shit. I need some more rest.
Shout out.
I was up partying all night last night.
I dropped 30 the night before. Go ahead and do your thing, bro.
Now that they took away all credit I gave you, LaMelo.
No, props to him. That's a good move. It's a smart move for him being a young player and being leader of the team.
Great headline to have is
to get your bench going.
LaMelo.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Makes him look so much better.
It's a good team morale right there. This stuff gonna cook when he come in now. Every time.
Yeah. It's gonna be serving up threes.
Yeah. Again, shout out to LeVar. Raised some good boys.
No shout out to LeVar. Shout out to LaMelo and Lonzo. Who gives a fuck about LeVar? Stupid fucking guy. I can't believe he brings him up every time. Who cares?
I'm saying, bro. Look.
I don't think I had anything else NBA related. It's just too early. I mean, there's a few teams that have played bad early that are supposed to be good teams and shit, but who cares?
Yeah, it's early. Everybody getting their legs up under them.
Yeah, nothing new. Let's move on to the NFL.
But
let's get it.
NFL. What you got? Sound like you had something ready?
No. I mean, we let's talk about the fucking Bengals, man.
Yeah, these games were terrible, but
it was the day of the underdogs, except for the Jets.
The Bengals fucking mashed the Ravens.
They did to the Ravens what the Ravens just did last week to the Chargers.
Yeah.
The NFL is so fucking hard to figure out.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's week to week, man.
It's like some college shit.
The Bengals are the number one team in the AFC.
Yeah.
Not just the AFC North.
Did you see?
In the AFC, the Bengals have the number one record.
They put it up on TV right at the beginning of the pod. The leaders of the AFC were Cincinnati, Tennessee, Vegas, and Buffalo.
Right.
That's just wild. The whole group.
Wouldn't have predicted that shit. People were thinking Cincinnati would be one of the worst teams in the NFL again. Like picking top 10 again.
You said what happened?
I mean, that was the predictions coming into the season.
About who?
Cincinnati.
Being one of the worst teams in the league?
Yeah.
Who? I don't know about it. That was one of the predictions? I wouldn't have thought that, though.
Joe Burrow coming off of an ACL injury. Offensive line not predicted to be very good. Are we still on that when we think an ACL injury is ending somebody's career now?
No,
I didn't say it was ending his career, but it does give you pause.
You wouldn't expect them to be immediately back to the level that they were before.
Right. You want to take a
little delay to it.
You wouldn't expect would you expect for one to be 5-2 at this juncture? No.
Maybe not. Maybe not leading the division in the conference. No.
Are they 5-2 or are they 6-2?
But I thought him and the receivers was going to cook like they did last year, and adding Jamar Chase, obviously, even more offensive power.
He's special, yo.
Yeah, it's a problem.
No, he's like I was arguing with one of my good friends wrong about this. He's big on with the Smith dude or with the Devontae Smith. He's a good player. He's a good player too. But I said, man, Jamar Chase is different. When we're talking about size, speed, and like he has all the tangible qualities of a great NFL player. And really
quickness.
Honestly, I don't know if we've seen a better prospect. I mean, unless you want to talk about Megatrons or Julio Jones.
Here come extreme word.
No, I mean, seriously, unless you talk about Megatron or Julio Jones, I don't know if you've seen a guy with all of everything. He has everything. He has the speed. He has the size. He can get the deep ball. He can get the 50-50 ball. He can catch a slant and take it to the house. What can Jamar Chase do? He can toe tap. He has quickness. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has he's one of the best prospects to really, come out of the draft that I've seen. So,
wow.
I was looking to see what.
I see. The words just keep going on.
He's one of the, he's
good.
The
boy's good.
Receiving yards.
The boy's good.
No, that's what I was looking into. So
one of the top ones.
Guess who's number one in the NFL in receiving yards?
Probably Cooper Kupp.
Yes.
What
the fuck?
The only thing that stopped Cooper Kupp.
They say he's on pace to have the most fantasy points all time.
That blew my mind.
He won't get there because he'll get hurt. It always happens. He does this every year, but I mean, I love Cooper Kupp for that reason. He's a great player.
He's at 809 yards right now. Jamar Chase is 2 with 754.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But wow, that just shocked me, Cooper Kupp. I'm kind of mad that y'all guessed it because I was gonna say it's a white boy. Guess him now.
I knew it was Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, he's been cooking.
He get busy every week.
Playing fucking DK right now. Cooper Kupp put up 30-some points.
Yeah, apparently he's a monster. But yeah, Jamar Chase, incredible. I've like the first couple weeks of the season on Twitter, I would be like, yo, Jamar Chase is a problem. And it was like week 4 or week 5. I was like, this is just a scheduled tweet. Yeah, it's coming out Sunday afternoon, and now I'm just retweeting this shit.
It's every Sunday he's gonna be a problem.
I didn't know he
scored a touchdown every week.
I
didn't know he went for 200 yesterday.
Yeah, 201.
I didn't pay attention to the stats.
8 catches, 201 yards. Had a long play of 82 yards. I think he leads the NFL in that. He's the youngest wide receiver the fastest wide receiver to reach 754 yards or something like that in their rookie career.
Oh wow!
So I mean, he's an elite player at this point. You gotta really try to keep that dude out of the end zone. But I don't know how you do that. Defense really has to scheme up for him. I mean, he's a top 5 wide receiver.
He's not gonna do well.
Take that touchdown away real quick.
Probably the worst game he had all season.
He's a top 5 wide receiver in the game. As we stand here today, for sure.
I won't push back on that as hard as I usually do.
He's top 2 right now.
Right.
I mean, not even. Statistically, of course, he is. But I'm just saying, as far as skill set, like that, actuality of it, like he's top 5. He's top 5. Sure.
I'll rock with that. Any Burrow love?
Burrow can play football really well. I mean, he can play football. I think Burrow's a good player.
Jamar Chase had a great 7 games. He's the best receiver in the NFL. Burrow gives us like 15, 16 good games.
Yeah, who got him the ball?
He's really solid at passing the ball if he has to the right person.
No, I mean seriously though, he's not. Is he? He's not. Top 5 is his position. No, that's why I just said Jamar Chase is top 5 is his position.
Of course,
Burrow's not that. He might be top 5 in the AFC.
Could we? Sure. All right, that might have been the first start. I was about to ask you, could we get to a point where me and you don't have to do this about Burrow the way that we do Baker?
No, I've never showed that kind of hate to Burrow though. I said the only thing I've said about
mention him being a good quarterback, you got to come in because your AFC North sensitivity is
that wasn't
he's not that good. I mean, we need to all of a sudden he had one great year in college.
Right. That was my issue. No, because Lamar didn't have just one great. He had several.
All right, we're not doing Lamar.
Fantastic, elite.
Talk about Joe
all-time great years in
college.
Talk
about Joe Burrow. Talked about Lamar Jackson for 18 episodes in a row.
Okay, Joe Burrow had one elite collegiate season. So it was one of the best collegiate seasons of all time for sure.
Facts.
But it does give you questions to say, why didn't he have these elite seasons prior to that if he was still surrounded? It's not like he was a transfer or anything. He was surrounded by elite talent prior to that, and he didn't have that kind of success.
He was a transfer.
It was a transfer.
But he had played for LSU prior to that. He had played for the same team and didn't have the same statistical stat or fucking
I know
whatever.
your stance on his college career.
Right.
He's in the NFL
so,
now. He had a good
in the
season
NFL, my question was him coming into a rookie, how good really is he? We have to see. And that's the only question I had. And I didn't think he was the best quarterback out of his draft class. And that's still the truth. That's just the truth. Justin Herbert is a better player than Burrow.
So the answer to my earlier question is no. Me and you will do this for Burrow the way that we do Baker for the rest of our lives.
No, Burrow is significantly
It's kind of funny because Justin
understood.
Herbert got smacked by the Ravens last week, and Burrow laid the smack down on the Ravens.
I mean, you can argue that all you want, week to week type thing. But as far as a career goes, you would rather have Justin Herbert than Joe Burrow. Don't play with me.
I'll be fine with either one.
Don't play with me, bro.
They're both pretty good.
We were sitting here fucking giving all the praise to Justin Herbert 2 weeks ago. It's the recency bias shit is real. We see Joe Burrow have
no, because you the one that turned this into Herbert versus
I'm
Burrow.
giving love to both of them.
Cannot say anything good about Burrow.
No, I just said he could play.
You gotta.
That's the same thing I said last year about Burrow.
All right, it is.
I said the same thing. I said Burrow has showed that he can play in the NFL last year. If you run back the pod, that's exactly what I said after he had before his injury. He showed that he can play in the NFL. That's it. I mean, but I don't look at him as, again, top 5 in his position at this juncture. Could he be? Possibly. But we look at Herbert, Josh Allen, and stuff like that, Patrick Mahomes, even Lamar Jackson as better quarterbacks than Joe Burrow. And these are all guys who are in his conference. That's all I'm saying.
That's not true. Okay.
So none of those guys are better than Joe Burrow? No,
Lamar is the one I have a problem with.
Oh, but he's not better than Joe Burrow. Is that what you're going to say?
Correct. What other game you want to cover?
All right. That's could be the most incorrect thing anybody's ever said.
We can't talk about AFC.
But that's just opinion-based stuff.
We can't talk about AFC quarterbacks. I won't have this discussion again with you. I won't have this discussion again with you.
Because it's all opinion on you. It's not a fact.
No, it's all opinion on you.
This is
Mr. Projecting everything, and then somebody gives you an excellent college season, and all of a sudden, well, we need to see him do it. Shut the fuck up. You change your arguments all the time. Change your arguments all the time. I say, give us a good thing about Burrow. He could play. He's not the greatest out of his draft class. No. All right, we can't talk about Joe Burrow. I get that. That's all I had to do.
I like Joe Burrow. I don't have a problem with Burrow.
The boy's good.
He can play football. That's why I said I'm giving him compliments here.
What's the list at now? It's Kodak, Lamar, Baker, Burrow. I'm missing somebody else. R. Kelly.
James.
Cosby.
James is the one I was thinking of.
James.
Those are the 7 people. I won't talk to Carl Word about those 7 people.
Right. Understood.
Just keep the update in the list. We can get to 10 soon. I know we can. I know we
possibly.
Can. It's gotta be
I'm not. You make it sound like I'm a Burrow hater when I say that Herbert is better. He was in. My only stance on him.
Moss argued with you about Herbert. I know that Herbert is better than Burrow right now.
All right, that's it.
I don't have any argument about that. It's the shit that I don't talk to you about these people. What are we doing right now? What other games do we want to talk about?
Well, we were smoking on jet fuel this weekend.
I like that one.
Smoking on that jet fuel, you know.
Man, that jet really took off in a long time.
It's one thing that I always.
That shit is not.
One thing that I always appreciate about the New York Jets is they will always be there for us to beat down on when we're down.
Always,
it's not fair.
They will be there.
Right,
and I always appreciate them for that because we needed this confidence.
Y'all division back to being what it was. After one good year, the Dolphins are fucking 1-6.
Yes,
there might be
second in the Jets. Second in the division, there, right behind the fucking Bills.
And y'all gonna stay there.
Y'all's ass.
Y'all have no worries. Like
you're not gonna catch your Bills, and you're not gonna fall to third.
It's a great spot to be in as long as y'all keep winning some games. You'll probably catch a wild
Miami
card.
The first game, but
y'all did lose. So that's the only win. Damn, that sucks.
Sucks.
It's so fucking random. How do y'all lose to the Dolphins? How do the Titans lose to the Jets? Nothing makes sense.
How did the Titans smoke on Chief Pack this weekend?
Are you done with your packs?
No, I'm not done. We're not moving on. We're not moving on.
You got a good week. Enjoy it.
It's a 50.
We hadn't put up more than 30 points all season, and of course we break that and get 54 on the Jets head top, and we look good. It was cooking. Mac's best game of the season by far.
Y'all ran the ball.
Damian Harris is running good. By far, had 2 TDs. Look good. I like it.
Broke Wilson in half.
Yeah. Judon put the smack down on Wilson. I I think he fucked his arm up, shoulder, ribs, hip, everything.
I didn't actually see the play itself. Looks like his knee gets bent in half. Yeah. I don't know what the actual injury was.
He was out there. Then it was all cooking mode. When we was gonna cook him anyway if he was in, but
yeah, that wasn't gonna be a difference maker.
Once we put the backup in, we started cooking some more. So it was a good dub. We needed that win. Good confidence booster. We had a string of tough losses in the past few weeks. Short, like 3 points within 3 point losses, pretty much all of them. But needed that dub.
50 burger feels good. That'll take care of everything.
Yeah, we needed that boost.
Who's up next, do you know?
Who do we got next? Let me check real quick. Oh, speaking of Herbert, we're going to LA. Sheesh.
This should be a nice home game for you guys.
That's
home game, right?
Let's get that benefit out of it.
Going to LA. We'll see what Herbert got for us. We got to Judon, the guy lay a smackdown on him too. Go and get that shit out the way.
See what happens. Good win though.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do not have a Panther segment this week because they didn't play this week. They decided to no-show. And fuck them. They are awful.
I didn't see nothing about y'all's game, but I did see the score. What the fuck happened, bro?
Darnold got benched.
It was just the whole...
They benched Darnold?
Yes and no. He's not like a benching. He's starting next week. He had gotten banged up in his knee earlier in the game.
Right.
And we just had no fucking chance to come back anyway. So PJ Walker finished.
I didn't get that context. Everybody's just been saying he was benched. You know, I guess for the storyline.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he did get benched. It makes for a solid story, but I don't know. It would be really great if I could just say that it was all Darnold's fault and we just keep moving. Right. But the whole offense looks broken right now. So I don't know. But at this point,
you see Mac.
I knew after 3-0, like we were going to lose the next couple of games probably. That is what it is. But the last 2 weeks, it's not fun to watch. They're awful, awful, awful. The fucking Giants are a terrible team. They put up 3 points. I mean, it's not even fun to watch. So I gave probably more time than I intended.
That's pretty much what I was at with the Steelers when they were on that losing streak because it's get to the point where like, what are we even doing? This is not NFL quality football.
If the other team gets 14 and you're like, we're fucked.
Right,
it's not worth watching.
Not a good spot.
It's not worth watching at that
not a good
point.
spot to be in.
This league, you got teams regularly putting up 30, 40 points and stuff. If you can't comfortably get to 20, what are we doing? Why are you playing in the game?
I have issues.
So it is what it is. I do expect that I think they'll get it figured out. I don't think we're as bad as we've been the last couple of weeks, but
who do Panthers have next?
Not a lot to talk about at this point. Falcons.
Oh, you might get a win.
If you lose 25-3 to the Giants, it doesn't matter who's on your schedule next.
Kind of, man. It does.
No.
Next game.
25-3 to the Giants. Who are you going to play that's that much worse?
Yeah. No.
We beat the Jets by 6. I mean, it is what it is.
There's just no way they should have. You should at least score 14 points.
There's nothing to talk about until McCaffrey is back.
Harry, though. Ooh, it's a nice net.
That was a nice catch.
You got most.
We'll reevaluate when McCaffrey gets back. Hopefully, Gilmore's supposed to be able to play next week, so that'll be fun. But again, the defense isn't the problem. They're not quite as strong as I thought at the beginning, but they're a very good defense still. It is what it is. What other games though? Go ahead. Who you got?
Last week I brought up the name of the interception throwing machine, Mr. Patrick Mahomes.
You did.
And y'all said it wasn't a big deal. They're still putting up 30 points a game. Blah, 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 blah. Then we come in this week, and they pay the Tennessee Titans. And throws another pick. Barely has over 200 yards of 35 pass attempts. And they didn't put up a touchdown.
You think one pick was the difference in that game?
I'm not saying there was a difference.
All right, it doesn't matter.
Did you hear all I said?
I heard that.
Barely got over 200 yards passing and 35 pass attempts. All right, couldn't score a touchdown against the Titans' weak ass defense.
But are you saying it's 100% Patrick Mahomes' fault?
It's not 100% nobody's fault, but he plays a part. Yes,
he certainly does.
I think Carl's on to something. I do want to get to what is the point that we're looking for?
The Chiefs on the clock.
Oh, that's a given.
Yeah.
What's the Mahomes point that you would like to get across? If there was a point that you could make.
The point that I'm making is that his playing style has obviously come to a fault at this point. We love the moving around and making plays happen and throwing the ball out wild, no look passes and all that. I think the defenses in this league has caught up to that. They figured out ways to stop you from just running around and throwing the bombs to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce all day.
Okay. I mean, that's what I wanted to hear.
That's not all that he does, though. And no defense hasn't figured it out. It's just that he's made more mistakes. Stuff like that is going to get, when you're playing that like kind of gunslinger type football, you're going to get shot a couple times. Like that's kind of how it goes.
I like that.
No, seriously though. Like,
shot a couple times.
That's how it goes, man. You're going to make these mistakes. But I like to say this. The coach language I would like to give y'all. Okay. A fucking interception is an 11-man job. It is not just like a touchdown is an 11-man job.
You're going deep coach speak.
Yeah. Just like a touchdown or anything else on the football, we always want to put the interception on the quarterback. Again, it's an 11-man job. Was the wide receiver getting open? Did he have adequate blocking on that play? Did everybody do what they were designed to do on that play? And of course, sometimes it's going to fall on the quarterback. Okay. But it's other situations that could dictate the outcome of a play as well too. And we can't just say, the Chiefs offense or the Chiefs as a whole are not playing well. So, I don't really look at interceptions as the stat of why the Chiefs are 3-4 right now, or whatever their record, 2-4, whatever their record is, 3-4.
It plays a part.
Certainly,
it plays a part.
It's not something that you want to do.
You can't act like it hasn't played a part when they have a game like this. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
Well, I am curious. That's true. Absolutely, they all have a part in all of these losses and where they're at as a team right now. What do you think? What percentage of blame would you put on Mahomes?
Percentage.
It's all hypothetical. I'm just curious where your opinion's at.
A larger bulk than most. A larger bulk than most everybody else. It's probably like more of the defense. I can't think of a number. Maybe like
a rough. I'm just curious.
45, 40.
The reason I asked this is because that my interpretation of
the same amount that he gets for when they're winning and they're doing well should be the same amount that should be getting for while they're playing.
All right, can I tell you what?
Because they had a bad defense last year, so they played through it and was winning through that. So why isn't it happening this year? Defense still bad.
Okay. They
should be able to still keep it moving like they did the last 2 seasons.
Well, this is why me and you butt heads on this, because when I hear the discussion about Mahomes, I said it a little bit last week. I don't need to repeat all that, but I think the Chiefs have fallen from grace, obviously, as a team. And I think because Mahomes gets so much praise for everything that happened over the last 2 or 3 years, I think there's an animosity amongst people that don't like that he doesn't get the majority of the criticism now. And I understand that thought process. I just don't believe that's accurate. I think the majority of the problem is the other guys. He has a share of it. I agree with you. He has to take some blame. He's the quarterback.
Yeah.
But there's nobody that I would rather, that I think you could put in his place that would do better. I think he's the best quarterback in the league. That's just my opinion. So I don't think he is much to blame in general.
Okay.
But
understood.
Yeah, again, his stats for the season: 2,093 yards, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, with a 97.9 rating. So he's been good. As a whole, he's been a good quarterback. That kind of tells me that, like I said, the things around him might not be performing as well as they need to be to keep it going as it used to in Kansas City. So, but he has to play better. You can definitely say that he definitely has to play better.
That's true.
But it doesn't fall on him solely.
Anybody that gets elevated for how great they are is going to need to be brought back down some. So I get the people that are like, yo, he deserves some criticism and stuff. I don't think that's wrong. Before we started recording, I don't even know who it was that was talking, but somebody was talking about the no-look pass or whatever. And that's the kind of stuff that I think is dumb, because it's like we've championed the no-look pass for 3 years now, and every time he does it, the announcers are like, this is the greatest thing ever. And then once they lose a couple of games and his stats don't look untouchable, it's like, well, stop throwing it, no look. And it's this is your quarterback. I mean, that's a weird play, but that's what he does.
When I think about that, it's like, all right, I feel what you're saying and saying that, but it's like when you're up and you're busting people's ass and you're doing a no-look pass and getting flashy with it, it's cool. But when you're losing and you're down and you're playing from behind in these games and you're still doing a no-look flashy pass and it's not working, it's like you got to get some criticism for that. Right. Maybe it's not the right time for them flashy passes while you're trying to fight for these wins in these games. You should try to take it a little bit more seriously. Well, not saying that he's not taking it seriously by doing it because that's how he plays, but if it's not working, maybe you should try to you should look at the guy you passed me to.
Yeah, right.
I'm not mad at that.
That's why you're in a basketball game and you down, and now you want to start mixing the man all up and doing wild layups. Like, bro, we need points. Right. You're trying to get back in this game. What are you doing?
Yeah, but I want you to play your game, though. I don't want, like, if Steph Curry, you want to tell him to stop shooting, or shoot it just this way, or don't come out down court and pull up.
Don't pull from the logo. Like, make sure it's
at the same time. If the Warriors are down, he's not pulling up from half court. He's trying to get good buckets. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing the wild flashy shit unless they're up and already rolling.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm not concerned about Mahomes at this point. I think it's real early in the season. Chiefs will probably end up turning around. They're not going to be as good. That's why I was saying at the beginning of the season, people think that Mahomes is this cure-all thing. They need other help elsewhere on that team for them to be good. They show terrible signs.
Let me pause you right quick. You deserve credit for that.
Yeah, I said that. I said that shit.
You called that?
Yeah, I said that shit.
You called that?
Yeah. And I was going to get into something else that I said as well before. We've likely seen the best of Patrick Mahomes in totality, like for a whole season. We've likely seen the best. We've likely seen the best of Lamar Jackson. All of these guys who won an MVP, it's likely that they're not going to.
I'm glad you're saying this right now, for real.
This
was my whole issue before when people was bolstering them up to the greatest of greats of all time. That doesn't mean they're not going to be.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're not going to be good. Right. That doesn't mean they're not going to be the top players at their position. That just means statistically, it's so hard for them to put up these numbers again because it's never happened. Well, why would you think that something that's never happened in the NFL would just continue to happen? It's not. It's just we've likely seen the best of. They might have better moments. They might win more championships, but as far as a 16-game season or 17 from now on, they won't be able to have the same successes they had. That MVP season is not going to look as good, and if it does, I guess they'll win another MVP. Thank you. It's very unlikely it happens. Like, how many guys do you even see win multiple MVPs? And when they do, it's like I said, it's some gaudy statistical performance that they have to put up in order to do it. So, you can only think of a few off bat. I think it's Tom Brady's and Peyton Manning's the only guy who multiple. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Second one last year.
Right. So like I said, it's likely the best of what we've seen from him. But we'll see.
Understood. I have nothing to say. I agree.
Were you going to say something about that?
I got a bunch of shit to say, but we're just going back into rabbit holes that I just swore off discussing, so I'm going to just let it go.
All right, brother.
No Steelers game this week, yes.
Yeah, no Steelers game this week.
You get your time next week.
Yeah, look, we go against the Browns on Halloween.
That's actually interesting.
Trying to get spooky.
Yeah, Halloween's on Sunday, so everybody's playing on Halloween.
Is Baker playing? So he's still out?
Oh, we don't know. We don't know.
Y'all had a Thursday game.
I'm not. No,
my man said it that way. Tricked me.
Yeah, tricked you. But no, I don't. Honestly, I'm not feeling very confident about this Browns game for the Steelers. It's in Cleveland. We're coming off a bye, so it sounds good and all.
They got no Baker, no Hunt,
no Chubb.
Chubb's gonna play.
Chubb will play. Oh, I need Chubb
Baker
back.
Probably will play. Even if Baker don't play, though, man, the Steelers haven't really shown.
Their backup, EJ. Is it EJ? I think his name?
No, Case Keenum.
That's my running back. He got off
Ernest.
Ernest, yeah.
The Ernest,
yeah. The Ernest.
He got off of.
He was earning some shit.
Pickup off the waiver wire.
$146, I think.
Yeah, he got busy.
Yeah, the Browns.
They got great line.
They clearly know what their scheme is. Their identity is. Steelers haven't shown me they can stop the run. If we do beat the Browns, Steelers should go 6-3 in this next little section.
Good shit. All right, I've brought this man up a couple of times now for somebody that just loses every game they coach. It's weird how much I like this guy, but I'm a big Dan Campbell fan. This guy is intense as fuck. He cries after the losses. He bites kneecaps before losses. And he lays it all on the field. They came out as, I want to say, 16 and a half point underdogs coming into the game against the Rams.
Sheesh.
They get an early touchdown to take the lead and then go for the onside kick. They did 2 fake punts that were both successful.
They did. So
he knew damn well that the Rams have the better team.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to come out and give every attempt that we can to try to win this
easy for
game.
y'all. Yeah.
I just thought it was really cool. I think that's the kind of guy that you want to have on a new team that's rebuilding and stuff.
Right.
I could see this same conversation happening 2 years from now when they get to 4 wins or something and don't make it past that.
Right.
And they say that the players are getting tired of Dan Campbell, like he's too intense or some shit.
Right,
I can see it becoming a problem.
Yeah, it can take a turn as we keep on losing.
I like this guy for your turnaround season. We're not going to be good.
Trying to jumpstart some shit for sure. Because they definitely need it.
It's good for the team. Well, you're a bad team when you're playing against a team like the Rams. You got to pull out some stunts to keep your team in it, to feel like you still got something in it.
They did every single thing you could do. They did an onside kick.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly, they did a fucking, a fake punt?
2 fake punts.
They did two fake punts. They did a throw and a run. Yeah. They fucking went in their bag.
I seen somebody say they out here playing Madden and I'm loving this shit.
So much of those. I mean, you can come out there and lose 34-7 and play your normal game.
Right.
Or you go mess it up.
Make this shit
try to win
interesting.
27-17. I mean, they still lost. It wasn't all that close, but they fought, man.
At what point did they say watch for the fake? Because it's like, damn, man, I mean, they keep hitting y'all left and right. You know that they pulling it like shit out of their ass at this point. So.
Plus, the Rams are fake punt specialists.
They are.
Hecker is always running some fake shit.
Yeah.
They should know.
Yeah, they should have known that shit for sure.
It is what it is.
That was an interesting game, though. We'll get back for both quarterbacks. Trying to see what can make happen.
Yeah. I didn't even look at the stats, honestly. I don't know how.
Stafford had a good game.
Did he? I assumed he would.
Yeah, of course. Of course, I played him over Brady, and it worked out. It really worked out.
Oh, I thought you were going to say no. I was like, how many times are you going to sit Brady?
I thought you said Brady's for the rest of this season.
I'm still trying to play. Brady had the tougher matchup, even though he still went off. He had the Bears.
Yeah, he threw 4 touchdowns again.
It worked out. They had similar points at the end of it. Brady outscored him by 3.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, the Bucs offense is how you felt about the Chiefs offense last year.
Pretty much.
It just seems like not that the Bears are like a crazy defense, but it just seems like no matter what, they're gonna be at 30 plus, and if you're not a good team, they're gonna be at 40 plus.
Right. Pretty much.
So I think they got to be Super Bowl favorites, right? For the NFC.
Yeah.
How much hope did you think the Texans had when they was up on the Cardinals 5-0?
None.
Yo, how was they up 5? What the fuck happened?
Safety.
There was 2 teams that had 5 at one
points
point
in the game.
The Giants
had 5.
They didn't score another point.
No.
The final score 31-5.
Just crazy. They knew they had no chance from the time they showed up.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I saw that. I believe I saw Tyrod is starting next week.
Ooh.
I mean, they need him back. He played well the first week.
Yeah, he was getting busy the first couple
lit
weeks.
up the Jags.
Yeah,
He still lit them up. It's got to be better than Long Neck, whatever his name is.
Exhausted, bro.
Yeah, Brady though.
Yeah,
Brady's 600th touchdown. Only quarterback to do that, right? He's got the most touchdowns.
He's at the top, at the tip.
Yeah, I mean, to put that in perspective, Ben just threw his 400th touchdown this season.
Sheesh.
He's got 400 this year.
He got his 400th touchdown this season.
I know. Fuck yeah, but Mike Evans, that is just ridiculous. That's insane.
Yeah.
I also saw
Brady's
something
not
today.
that much older.
I saw something today that was a stat that they put up during the game, like a Fox graphic or something. Said he had thrown 6 completions in a row for the first time in his career.
Who, Brady did?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I don't know if that's real.
That's a fucking
I don't know
lot.
if that's
6
real.
completions?
Incompletions.
Oh, incompletions.
Oh, incomplete. I'm about to say, because it was like a record. He had like 19 completions.
I've seen 20 straight.
If I
against
said
the Steelers.
completions, I just misspoke. incompletions. That sounds equally nuts to me.
Needs a mobile or Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, word.
Yeah, bro.
What the hell is that about? It's all right.
I guess this is a lot. It just seems like somebody that plays for 20-some years, that seems like a low number. I don't know.
I mean, I can
6
see it, man.
incompletions? That's the first time?
I can see it.
He's pretty consistent. That's pretty remarkable.
One game, you don't just have a crazy game where you just, I don't know.
He's probably like, nah, bro, I'm going to throw a screen on this one.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're watching a game and a quarterback threw 7 incompletions in a row, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Right, exactly.
It might not be that impressive. It just caught me off guard. But anyway, we brought up this to talk about Mike Evans catches a touchdown, immediately throws it up into the stands.
Yeah.
And then they have to go try to get it back for Brady's 600th ball.
Yeah.
Did you hear about what the fan got back?
I did.
Did you?
No.
Do you know it?
They gave him $1,000 gift card to shop at their store. They give him a signed jersey, signed ball,
a different game ball,
not the 600 game ball, and something else. What was that?
A different game ball, $1,000 gift card, promise of a helmet, couple jerseys, something nice in return. Quotes per Brady.
Would y'all did it? Would y'all give it the ball?
I would say fuck you, Brady.
I know I'm coming in with the opposite opinion. We're gonna have to keep it kind of short if we're doing this music stuff. I liked what he did. The fan didn't do a fucking thing but show up in the stadium. I understand what everybody is saying. He's got the golden ticket in his hand. He did nothing to deserve that. I think the right thing to do is to give Brady the ball back. And you know he's going to take care of him. I'd have took the package he got to. Actually, I would have tried to say I want season tickets for next year, but that's the most I would have gone. I'm not holding.
That's what I'm saying. You got to use your leverage.
You definitely got to negotiate that.
I don't want a gift card of all this overpriced shit. First of all, give me cash, motherfucker.
You get a gift card to buy our shit.
Yeah, right. Give me fucking cash.
And everything you buy is Steelers gear anyway.
No, that's not everything I buy.
You be straight.
That's not everything.
You be straight.
But anyway,
I can picture your fucking closet just yellow and black shit all across the board.
That's already what it is.
It's gold.
Y'all gonna disagree with me? I don't care. I think you're an asshole if you hold it for ransom and like are trying to get paid off of it. Paid. If you're trying to get season tickets, some other team shit. If you want Mad Brady autographs, whatever. If you're trying to hold a ransom for like some $10,000 or to put it up on eBay, you're an asshole. That's my stance. I don't care what anybody says.
So fucking what? Tell them to take another ball for his 601st touchdown, goddammit. I'm keeping this one until the price is right.
I wouldn't have made that choice right there in that moment. I'd be like, give me a day. Let me see what my office and shit is looking like out here, and I'll get back with y'all.
That's not a bad idea.
So
You know what I'm saying? The fact that they did it right there in the moment, right with the crowd around them and shit, it's almost like you had to give in to the shit because it's right there.
Brady's had a great fucking life. You know, he's had a storied life.
He probably has a whole museum of memorabilia from his career.
Fuck you, man. You got your first, your 100th ball, your 200th ball, all of that shit, man. I'm keeping this one.
Yeah.
Your ass gonna play till you 50 anyway. You probably reach 700.
Reach 700th ball. Keep your 700th ball, bitch.
Come on. I'm keeping this one.
I ain't mad at it, though. I guess you know, do what you gotta do. You got a little bit. Ain't bad. Nice package. I'd like to see what Brady does for him.
It's not like he got a bad deal. The only thing you can say is if he wanted to be a real asshole, obviously you could take that to eBay and get crazy money.
Crazy money? So I'm like, blame your fucking teammate. Have him buy back for you.
What's that?
Blame your teammate. Have him buy back. Blame Mike Evans.
You gotta buy it.
He gotta buy back. How about that?
Yeah.
Look, if anybody's got the money, Brady's got the money. It's not
about the money. How much is it worth to you? Give me a million.
I've seen everybody going nuts saying the dude was a moron. I think he's a nice guy. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, ain't that serious. Really ain't that serious at all.
Sports. Done on sports. Get to this music.
That's it.
Obviously, we only left a little bit of time for music, but there wasn't a whole lot of music. Yeah. Wale.
My God,
Carl's favorite. Oh, Wale's somebody else I won't talk about. We got eight names with Carl. I'm gonna break the rule though for the next 10 minutes.
I'm guessing you guys didn't listen.
I did listen. One through.
Oh, you say you didn't listen?
Yeah, one through.
No, I didn't listen to any of them.
Oh, perfect.
Now,
not that. No,
so,
I may have a lot of bias. I know how big of a Wale fan I am, and this is.
Was that bad?
What? Don't do that shit, asshole. But I've been playing that shit nonstop. Of course, I was in DC the weekend bumping it. It's only right. It's only fair.
That's cool.
That, you know, I think he was there Friday. I missed it. We probably would try to go to his listening party or something like that.
He wasn't at Schultz's show? What a loser.
He won at the show. He tripping. He should have been there.
Couldn't afford it.
But the album is amazing to me. And I'm just gonna say this already early. It's been a couple of days. Album of the year. It's in the nominations of the album of the year for me.
Wow,
That shit's amazing. More. He was getting his shit off.
I thought
he was getting busy.
It sounded great. I did think that I thought he killed it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I only gave it a 1 through. I don't have any like deep takes on the bars and all this stuff. I wasn't listening like super close like that. But I just felt like he really he knows his lane.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the past, he's tried to branch out on a couple random songs or something. Yeah. I felt like this one, he just stayed in his pocket and put out his best product, and it was really good.
Knowing that the original Folarin was a mixtape, it makes sense that this kind of sounds like a mixtape type of package put together.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Anytime Wale makes a song with the shoe's name on it, i.e. New Balances or Tiffany Nikes, you know it's about to be crazy.
Yeah.
You know it's about to be
New
crazy.
Balances was hard. That's the only one I remember specifically. That one's really good.
He started the album off with that. That shit went crazy.
Yeah.
I fuck with that heavy.
Unicorns, dragons, minotaurs.
What type of hating shit is you saying right now?
Oh, I thought we were just saying a bunch of imaginary shit. You said that he had the best album of the year, so I just want to...
In the runs for album of the year. He's up there, yes. I did say that.
That's coming from somebody who
didn't listen at all.
Hasn't heard a note yet.
Yeah, what we talking
Hasn't
about?
heard a note.
Already started with hate.
I will listen. I'm going to listen to it, though.
Don't listen. We don't want you to listen.
I'm going to listen to it, bro.
We don't want you. We don't care
He's
about you.
He's going to get these streams, bro. He's going to get these streams.
Yeah, support real rap out here. But yeah, I fuck with it. Front to back, it's solid. Love the features. Had a nice go-go joint on there, of course.
I didn't like that one.
That joint was solid.
I don't like that.
But you don't like go-go, probably.
I don't.
I don't. Understood.
And he still gets on my nerves sometimes. Some of the shit he says. I think I would hate him in person. I love his music. I think I would hate Wale. He's very Kyrie to me.
I think that's my initial like turn off about Wale is just that the person that he is. I really think
I think that's a fair
he's
complaint.
Not humble.
A lot of people have the same complaint. And I don't mean to do this. I'm not doing this. I like the album. I like the album a lot. He just annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
He stays on the mad at white people about everything and nobody gives me my respect. And I'm fucking tired of hearing it. But it sounds amazing. The music, I really did like the album. Just every song is, I'm number one. I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, you do. Or you wouldn't bring it up all the time.
If everybody was saying, what would you rap about?
Sneakers.
If everybody did say you.
That's what we doing. So every rapper don't say they're the best. Every rapper don't still get their shit off.
Now, everybody says they're the best. Not everybody complains about it constantly. But again,
I don't hear them complain about it a lot, but I heard you. I see what you're saying.
It was good music though. It was really good. Can you tell me what's up with the Freddie Gibbs? Like, I know they're joking, but they kept going back so hard. I was like, I don't know if this is real.
These two personality is amazing to me. I love how they joke online.
They're hilarious.
They're hilarious. They've been going back and forth. Apparently, they're supposed to be trying to do an album together, and I'm ready for that shit.
Oh, wow.
I'm ready for that. I never knew I needed it, but now I want it.
I'm curious.
While they put it out in the atmosphere, that I think his manager or something says that he wants them to do an album together, I'm ready for that shit. That's got to happen. Crazy Bar's coming.
So is all just jokes?
All jokes.
Everything's joke. Okay.
All jokes.
I assume so, but Freddie's hard to read.
Yeah.
He looks serious
funny,
when he's making jokes.
I don't feel like the only time I don't even think he was mad during that academic shit. He just gets his shit off. He jokes all the time on the internet.
He jokes aggressively. I think he probably gets misunderstood sometimes.
Yeah. That's all.
I forgot about that academic shit.
I did too. Oh, somebody who just went on academics.
Soulja Boy was on there.
Big Soulja.
Somebody else or maybe it's upcoming. Oh, Vlad.
Oh, wow.
Vlad just went. I don't know if it's out or not yet, but I'm just curious to hear what their interaction is like.
No Jumper was on there too.
Oh, really?
Well,
Adam 22.
Yeah.
They make more sense because they seem to coexist so well. Yeah,
right.
And not that he's had
Vlad
problems.
kind of is too though.
Yeah. I mean, they're in the same general thing, but I'm curious
to see what he asked. What questions he asked.
Yeah,
that motherfucker academics can talk, man. That's his superpower. He can just talk for days.
He stays on Twitch for hours talking to himself.
Yeah, he just fucking talk, man. You put somebody else in the room with him, it's an endless conversation.
Right.
He just keep that shit going. Motherfucker just keeps it going. It's just he's just always has. It's not like he has a notepad or anything. He always has something else he wants to fucking ask or know about. He's nosy as fuck.
Right.
I gotta pay more attention because I felt like when I've seen him interview other people, not that he did a bad job, but I felt like there was times where he didn't have anything to say. Like he does a good job of letting the other person talk. Right. But I don't see him as like a great conversational person. I was actually going to argue as soon as you said he's so good at talking, but I totally forgot the Twitch stuff. I mean, that's incredible to be able to do that by yourself. I don't think he's
nobody with him. He's on that for
he's
hours.
Maybe not as good as like an interviewing platform yet.
But he's not bad.
No, he's not terrible at it. But he's just good at like filling space.
Yeah.
Would just talk.
Right. In another era, he would be a great radio host.
Yeah, for real.
He could talk all day long.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think I saw that the Island Boys are going on there.
I don't know who the Island Boys are.
Yeah, I'm an Island Boy.
I forgot about this.
No, I don't know who that is.
You put them in the chat.
That's your
Florida
jam.
White Boys. I'm an Island Boy. I'm an
White
Island Boy.
Oh, you talking about Kodiak Red and Fly Soldier?
Yeah, the Island Boys.
He said that shit like, y'all ain't know their names.
Fucking Island Boys, dog.
Is that what they call the Island Boys?
No, that's what I'm calling them. That's
the
the only
name
thing
of
I
the
know
song.
from. That thing is so
I've never heard
catchy.
any of that music.
I thought you put in the chat.
I put that in. I shared that in. He was like, I seen these guys is on something.
I didn't click on the clip. I didn't know it was a song, but I know that
man.
Yeah, that's right.
They've been doing like, they're not white. You know they're not white, right?
I wasn't sure.
They're
One of them
Puerto
looks kind of mixed, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah, they're Puerto Rican.
So
I gotta play the joint. We don't have enough time to fit it in.
Kodiak Red and Fly. They're twins.
It's so catchy. It's so terrible. Like, it's not good music. Don't get me wrong.
I've heard
at
one
all.
snippet of the song. It's awful. I thought it was really bad. Like
stuck in my fucking
the worst kind of Florida music that you can get. Like,
yeah, that's
pretty much. That's what.
Florida put out some bad music.
All of it.
I mean, there's some bad music out there.
All of it.
But I'm just saying that's like what you guys would assume is bad music from Florida. Like times 10 is what they do. Kinda. Because I consider it bad.
I'm not gonna
I didn't
argue
hear a
for
song.
it,
I just seen that clip.
I can see you being right about this.
Yeah, I mean, they're not great.
I think they sounded like a lot of the other Florida rappers that I've heard, but I don't think that they're good.
Yeah, they're not great. Yeah,
I agree.
They're in, one of the dudes, I guess he's heavily inspired by Kodak. I don't know.
They seem to both be.
Yeah. I guess so.
Pretty evident.
Yeah, so they got the vulture tattoo on the middle of his head and shit, like Kodak and shit. And then
They've been everywhere this week.
Yeah. I mean, it's very popular.
Memes,
It's the imagery.
video, everything is just. It's everybody's making jokes about it right now. They definitely went viral.
Yeah.
I don't actually want to hear that interview with academics. I think I saw that that's happening. I could be wrong.
I think they were on there. They like I said, they were on a run. They were on No Jumper, and a few other spots and shit too.
Maybe that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know. What were the other singles that you mentioned though? You said there was other ones.
Big Sean. Big Sean with a life.
That video was crazy.
Hit boy.
I can see that.
The video was dope.
Why the fuck is Big Sean doing a video with 65,000 bees on him?
I don't know, man. That's what you're my. It worked though.
Did he really like that bar so much that he was like, I'm gonna just put bees on me?
It worked, bro. Because I went to.
it went viral.
You shared the video, but I went to see the video because I saw the image of him in the bees. Yeah, right. I was curious.
What's the bar?
It was something like, I forgot. He said something about having bees on him. I got 100 million. Not stop until I got 100 million bees on me.
It was a billions thing. In case you didn't catch that.
For the bees. So I guess he decided to put bees on him.
This is a cool video.
Whatever. It's what it is.
Interesting. Okay, I'm looking at it now. See, a bunch of bees and shit. Weird. I mean, it's cool though. Probably a dope song. I like Big Sean. I'm a fan.
Did y'all see what Big Sean was tweeting though? Apparently, he went on this little tweeting thing before the song came out.
I did.
And he was kind of addressing that him and good music are not a thing no more. In a way.
So you have to explain. You might have to explain it more to me. I thought what I had seen was the only thing I recall was like a tweet saying like I miss my brothers of good music being around or something. It seemed like he was like kind of reminiscing on the old days. But was it more of a like an animosity towards good music?
Some way he ain't like addressed it like he had issues, but obviously he's like basically their name clicked up no more like they used to be.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. I thought that was odd. And it kind of like makes sense, you know. Sean wasn't on Ye's album. You haven't seen Kanye and Sean really together doing anything for a few years now. So it's kind of odd because at one point you would see them together all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
It could. There may be problems. Anytime it's group stuff, it's so easy to assume that something might have happened. But I don't know. And they also happen to be, not Kanye, but Kanye was like the older rapper taking these younger dudes onto the label early in their career.
Yeah.
And then Big Sean's established. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, little bro, I need a Kanye feature or something. They're kind of their own big artists at this point. Obviously, 2 Chainz was big before.
Yeah.
But Cudi, Pusha T, Big Sean.
So he letting go of Pusha though. Pusha's still right by his side.
I think he likes his position.
Yeah. He's like the CEO of Good Music now or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? Or the president.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess you would keep him around if he's the president of your company.
Yeah, I'd take that job. I'd take that job. Let me put out 7 songs every couple of years.
It works out.
You have any music, or you said you didn't listen to much this week?
No, the only one I caught was the new No Cap.
I did like that song.
Shit, we ain't got enough time.
What is that?
You got a topic.
It's
kind
of a topic, but not really. Just put it this way. Cole performed in the West Coast and he came out and said, when I'm in the West, I'm the best in LA. I don't know, but who could it be talking about?
Wait, what do you mean?
He was performing in LA. He came out to the crowd and basically said, when I'm in the West, I'm the best. I'm the best rapper out here.
Who said that?
Cole.
Oh, I thought you said Kendrick.
Oh, no. He was talking to Kendrick.
Kendrick don't rap no more, so he's right.
Well, he's been out album.
That's not true. Kendrick has the verse of the year. We don't have time to debate this. We will debate this at the end of the year, but I don't care.
Let's not talk about
it. I know. I agree. Let's not.
But yeah, No Cap on Wanted Lifestyle. It's fire. It's a good song.
I liked it. I like that song.
Yeah, he's on his way. He's on his way.
Say something else about Kendrick, and I'll say fuck No Cap though. Keep pushing me. Keep pushing me.
You can say fuck No Cap.
Nah. Don't tell me what to say. I say whatever I want, but keep pushing me.
Say what you want. No.
Fuck Kendrick, brother.
Fuck No Cap. All right. Well, we're running short on time. That was a fun episode, though.
Yeah.
And we know, we got the samples coming. Well, I say we do, but we've been slacking. But all 3 of us got samples. So if you're on YouTube, we appreciate y'all. We'll be back next week. If you're on the audio, stay tuned. These samples are coming.
Peace.